What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your flying locomotive and faster than a speeding bullet, SuperCliff, coming at you live with a brand new video. And for today's majestic and fantastic video, we are continuing with Mark Waid and Dan Moore's Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 9. But before we jump into the world of DC and the acrobatic sensation of Batman and Superman, if you are new to the channel, then smash that like and subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on anything that happens on this majestic channel. And because you've managed to cross over 1,000 subs, let's raise the bar and go full on Super Saiyan as we try to get 70 more subs before the end of 2022. Don't be rude, it's free folks, it's the price of admission. Don't be a nerd, show some class. Hit that subscribe button. Thus, without further ado, let's get stoic and heroic, that rhymes, with Batman Superman World's Finest. Our story begins beneath the sewers of Gotham City, where we see the villainous rat catcher dragging a civilian into his lair so that it can be used as rat food. And yeah, that's pretty gross. But luckily, that's when a batarang hits Ratcatcher's headlamp, killing the only source of light within the darkness, thus giving the Dark Knight the golden opportunity to stalk the shadows. However, while the villain's henchmen are panicking and fear getting smashed in the face by Batman, that's when all of a sudden Boy Thunder flares up as he tries to save the day. But unfortunately, the action causes the reveal of Batman's location, to which we then see the Ratcatcher directing his army of rodents to attack. Now, thankfully, the heroes are able to apprehend the Ratcatcher and his underlings, along with rescuing the civilian. However, the Cape Crusader expresses his disappointment because the way in which that David conducted himself wasn't handled properly. Plus, he was only meant to observe, not engage. Now, David tries to justify his actions, but Batman tells him that, the bad guys in Gotham City are usually armed with guns. And that's the reason why he works silently within the shadows. Because to do his job, Batman needs men like the Ratcatcher to be terrified of him. Whereas when it comes to Superman, the dude's a rock star. Every time he saves the world from gigantic threats, he gets a round of applause. The evil in Gotham, it just works differently than Metropolis. Picking up with the Joker arriving at a remote location where the Key is currently building a mechanized door for Mr. J's plan, the Clown Prince of Crime pulls out the Angler from a bloody sack, which is still being held onto by the severed hand of the Angleman. And what we know about the Angler is that it has the ability to create spatial portals that can wrap time and space, something that the Key can use to power up his new door. Elsewhere, picking up with Superman and the Flash, whom at the moment are answering an emergency SOS, Clark's asking Barry for some advice. Advice on what to do when it comes to teaching his new sidekick the ropes of being a superhero, given that the Flash has experience with Kid Flash. And basically, Barry's best advice is just to let David run on his own, and for Supes to be there to catch him if he ever stumbles. Now, with the rescue being over and the arrival of the Titans and Boy Thunder, who showed up to assist, Aqualad holds David accountable for using extreme measures and the burning of pirates that he captured, whereas a simple flare would have sufficed. But right in that moment, that's when the group gets interrupted by a rogue pirate, who manages to get a shot at Roy. Thus, in turn, this causes Boy Thunder to flip out in shock, and he immediately flares up in anger, almost burning the pirate in the process. But that's when the Man of Steel steps up and saves the pirate from nearly dying. Afterwards, Superman flies Boy Thunder away to where we later pick up in Gotham City. And it's here where Clark makes it clear to David that even though he has superpowers, being a hero means to never punch down. Because at the end of the day, we are not the ones who get to play judge and jury. So basically, dude, get your shit together, because if you don't, then I can't have you as my partner. Thus, David apologizes for his actions. And from there, David breaks down as he lets Superman know that although everyone may think he's a good person, in reality, David doesn't believe himself to be one, because he's the one responsible for the death of his parents. As he explains to Clark that months prior to the Doomsday, his parents, after theorizing the end of their homeworld was approaching, they invented a hyper-time drive and built a rocket ship that can travel to an alternate Earth, and that it was big enough to fit their entire family. But David didn't take them seriously, and being a kid, he accidentally broke their rocket ship, and when their Doomsday came, they didn't have enough time to fix it, and so they saved their son by sending him into another Earth in a one-person test probe. Meanwhile, in Gotham City, the Key's mechanized door rises from the ground, and from there the Angler opens a direct portal to the bottom of the Gotham River, causing millions of gallons of water to flood the city streets. Now, with Clark taken aback by David's confession, Superman has no time to react, as the Man of Steel hears the cries for help from thousands of Gotham civilians. And with Superman and Boy Thunder rushing to their aid, the Dark Knight is already in the streets, trying to rescue as many civilians as he can from unforgiving floods. Now, eventually, once they discover a way to cause the door to suck in all the water, that's when Batman rides the Batmobile and he rams it into the mechanized door, slamming it shut on impact, thereby trapping the water back in the river. But suddenly, that's when a portal opens behind Boy Thunder, and thus we see the Joker reaching through to pull David, abducting the newest sidekick of the world's finest heroes, infecting Boy Thunder with the Joker venom, because as the Clown Prince of Crime puts it, now the real fun begins. And that, folks, was the end of Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 9. And thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly, truly means the world to me. Mark Waid and Dan Mora deliver another awesome issue that features 2 of DC's most iconic superheroes. Again, I am loving this whole Silver Age vibe that the comic projects. Not only is the issue just a fun read that's having fun with its narrative, along with having the sort of silly villainous scheming involving a D-list supervillain like the Key, again, there's this layer of nostalgia that's covering this entire book. There's no complicated narrative or a Dark Knight's death up the butt metal crisis that's happening. The story is pretty straightforward. Yet because Mark Waid knows the universe inside and out, he's also able to capture the voices and identity of the characters to a T. Plus, it's cool seeing the original cast of the Titans perform their duties as a team in the beginning stages of their career. And I'm curious to see how the David plotline plays out moving forward. Like, is Mark Waid really going to kill David off? Will David be that cautionary tale for Clark Kent moving forward? Is that why we never see him with a sidekick in the early days of Superman during like the 60s and 70s? Like, there's a lot of cool stuff, that Mark Waid has in his hand. And so I cannot wait to see how he plays his cards in the next issue. So yeah, as always, I'm your majestic sayer over at SuperCliff. And if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 10? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until next video, peace. Giggity goo.